XFW fans, welcome back to another exciting episode of XFW Saturday Night Showdown. Ladies and gentlemen, we kick things off with a former three-time world champion, Easy Money.
Weighing in at 262 pounds, Easy Money.
Easy Money, the man that will slap his name on anything he can sell to the fans. T-shirts, posters, postcards, stickers. Hell, at one time, Easy Money would put fans' faces on his shirt if you paid him. The walking billboard of athleticism and capitalism of XFW Easy Money. Former United States champion, former tag team champion, former world heavyweight champion. The only thing Easy Money will ask is never compare him to Hulk Hogan. Even though he is about 30 years younger than Hulk Hogan, he insists Hulk Hogan stole his entire gimmick from Easy Money. Take that for what you will. But tonight, Easy Money will have an uphill battle as he battles the former seven-time
And his opponent from
World Heavyweight Champion and the most hated man in all of professional wrestling, Brian Blaze. And behind Blaze is none other than Hank Stonewall Garrett, a former XFW champion in his own right, and for whatever reason has now aligned himself with Brian Blaze. And folks, I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it. Thank you, Michael Webster, for liking the stream. At one time in the past, Blaze and Stonewall fought over the XFW World Heavyweight Championship, and now they are aligned. Brian Blaze has somehow acquired his services, if you will, as almost an enforcer or bodyguard. This crowd fired up, folks, and here we go. Brian Blaze coming out of the gate, calling him a tie-up. Blaze down. Easy Money will have a strength advantage over Brian Blaze, but Blaze, ever the technician, ever the thinker, ever the mind games. Right now, Easy Money taking an early lead, yanking on the arm of Brian Blaze. Blaze trying to switch out of this, but Easy Money just cranking on that left arm. Blaze gets the counter. Overhand wrist lock now by Brian Blaze. Oh, and Blaze goes for a shot to the midsection. Easy Money staggered there. Blaze sweeps out the leg. Blaze, the true champion of the mind games here in XFW. Absolutely loves to get under the skin of his opponent. Likes to get them off their guard. Also gets a rise out of pissing off the XFW fans. These guys now again jockeying for position here. Easy Money gonna force him back to the corner. Again showing how much stronger he is than Brian Blaze. Both men gonna break up here. Ooh, right hand by Brian Blaze, taking the advantage of Easy Money. Making the clean break, and Brian Blaze taking advantage of it. Derek Smith in our chat starting the choke on rocks Blaze comments. Brian Blaze, as I said, one of the most hated men in all of professional wrestling. Blaze now tossing him up and over. Nicholas Adigelio, thank you for liking the stream. Welcome to XFW. Thank you for joining us. Easy Money now on the outside. Blaze again going to taunt this audience. Garrett now watching as Easy Money tries to get back to his feet. Blaze continues the verbal assault on the inside of the ring, taunting Easy Money. Uh-oh, Easy Money. Money going underneath the ladder, and Blaze rolling to the outside. Blaze now on the outskirts of the ring, right next to the enforcer, right next to Hank Stonewall Garrett. And not coming inside the ring. Oh, come on. The two-finger salute for the audience. Nick asking me if the Manimal is in with the maniacal glee tonight. I don't know. You never know what goes on with Glee. And now his tag team partner, the Manimal. We've seen Manimal in XFW a handful of times. He's not recently been here. as of late. You understand the Manimal went under some sort of shoulder surgery. We've still seen him running around in high ground professional wrestling. Right now, Brian Blaze back on the solid attack here on Easy Money. Easy Money firing back the shot to Blaze. Easy Money blocks right hand. Fires back with two of his own. And the third one. Easy Money out taunting. And a big roundhouse shot to the head. And a cover here. Kick out. Look at the replay here. The replay's running a little slow. Easy Money now back on the assault. Oh! Easy. Cheap tactic there, raking the back of Brian Blaze with the fingernail. Oh! And Blaze, subject to his own cohort's forte. You see, Hank Stonewall Garrett took the top turnbuckle off, exposing that steel ring. And Easy Money throwing Brian Blaze into it. But now we've got a ladder in the ring and a steel chair thrown in by Hank Stonewall Garrett. And Easy Money now with a hockey stick. Money. Blaze dodges out of the way, charging the clothesline. And now Blaze with that steel chair. As legal as a headlock here at XFW. Blaze brings him. Easy Money bleeding from the skull. Easy Money bleeding from underneath that bandana. And another shot by Blaze. Blaze now with Easy Money. Wrap up the arm. Easy Money fires back with an elbow. Desperation shot by Easy. Blaze again fires off the clothesline, instantly shutting down. And here we go again with the cockiness. The attitude of Brian Blaze, and back now to the hockey stick. Easy Money takes it back, fires it back in the midsection. And now a shot across the back by Easy. XFW, very loose rules when it comes to disqualification, all of it legal. Easy Money up, Brian Blaze counters. Blaze hooks him up. Blaze! There's the double underhook DDT. Money is down. Blaze with the cover. And Blaze with the win. Easy Money started making a hell of a comeback. But Blaze outmaneuvered him. Hooks him up and lands that double underhook DDT. Right here, Easy Money started turning the tables with that hockey stick. But Brian Blaze up and over the shoulder, avoiding that scoop slam, and Blaze, boom, the DDT, and Easy Money goes down 1, 2, 3.
Here is your winner, Brian Blaze.
Easy Money had an opportunity there, and unfortunately, Brian Blaze pulling out the win. And again, Brian Blaze utilizing mind games, very sketchy tactics, as usual, by Blaze. Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here tonight on XFW Digital Wrestling Promotion, brought to you in part by Bloodsport 6 Promotions, W Energy Drink, and folks, as we talked about last night, as just mentioned in our chat by Nick Ideologio, I always get your name wrong and I apologize. XFW brought to you in part by High Ground Professional Wrestling Cabin Fever next Saturday, 7 days from today. High Ground Cabin Fever will be live in Mayfield, Pennsylvania, 403 Hutcher Street at the Falcon's Nest, and XFW's own Maniacal Glee will be in action. Folks, you guys hear me talk a lot about High Ground Professional Wrestling, and next weekend we will not be live because we're going to break down our entire studio and transport it up to High Ground to bring you guys High Ground Professional Wrestling live next Saturday night on High Ground's Facebook page, on Bloodsport 6's Twitch page, and High Ground's YouTube. That's the word I'm looking for. High Ground's YouTube, folks. So make sure you follow the links. We put all the links out there, and we will be live next weekend with High Ground Professional Wrestling. Again, the Maniacal Glee will be in action then. So stay tuned for that, folks. But we're going to continue the action here tonight on XFW. And again, folks, as we stated earlier on our Facebook page, we have a hell of a main event coming your way here tonight, folks. Last night on XFW Broadcasting, we watched a fatal four-way to name a new number one contender that would go on to challenge Antonio Carino for the XFW World Heavyweight Championship. Now, this was the only way Carino would agree to defend his title, which, quite frankly, I think Carino was strong-arming the championship in the booking committee here in XFW. but he agreed to that. We saw the Beast, Rex Bishop, go on to win that match, pinning the Destroyer, and then going to fight Antonio Carino. Now Carino, again using gang tactics, bringing the rest of the Costa Nostra out to ringside. It turned into a 4-on-1 matchup for the World Heavyweight Championship, which left already a battered and beaten Rex Bishop from his earlier match to go into the championship match to again face multiple opponents. Well, all those competitors in there, and especially the Destroyer himself, who got defeated, said that Rex Bishop got robbed last night. The Destroyer, the man who got pinned by Rex Bishop, went to the championship committee and said it was bullshit, pardon my French. So the championship committee has agreed to put all those men back in the matchup and include the boss, Antonio Carino, in that matchup, ladies and gentlemen. So tonight, and this time it's elimination, folks. The World Heavyweight Championship will be up for the grabs tonight in our main event. I cannot wait, but right now we're heading to a singles competition as Christopherson Pierce goes up against Mark Collins next on XFW Saturday Night Showdown.
The following is scheduled for one fall.
And here comes the Prince now.
London, England, weighing in at 240.
JC McNish, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining in, and a happy new year to you as well. And thank you to all the fans that are watching XFW tonight, whether you are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, or directly on Bloodsurge6.com. Thank you guys for tuning in to XFW tonight. As Christopherson Pierce, former XFW United States champion and Internet champion, makes his way into the ring. And tonight, Pierce will go up against a very, very well-known foe. As he will go up against the only second man in XFW history. That is a Grand Slam champion here in XFW, Mark Collins. That is a Grand Slam champion here in XFW, Mark Collins. Collins, a former Internet United States Tag Team and World Heavyweight Champion here in XFW. He's battled against Christopherson Pierce on a number of occasions. And now these two settle to go at it tonight. I remember back when Collins had a brutal back and forth rivalry with Showtime Shane Black. The two trading back and forth the XFW United States Championship. And here we go. Oh, Pierce coming out of the gate, blasting Collins down with a shoulder tackle. Collar will tie it. Collins and now Pierce locking horns. Collins going to shove him back down to the canvas. Collins coming in, takes him out the knee. Collins wasting no time here. Ooh! Kick right between the eyes, and he's not done yet. Second blast to the snout of Christopherson Pierce. Knife edge chops. I've always hated chops in wrestling. One of the worst things ever. Collins out, German suplex. Dumping the former United States champ right in the back of his skull, and a kick out. Christopherson Pierce, who claims to be the 25th in line for the throne of England. Still, none of our historians are able to verify any of the things he says about being in line for the throne. Collins now going up and over. What is this? Collins going high, coming out with a clothesline. Collins leveling down. Watch this springboard, ladies and gentlemen, as Collins comes flying off the ropes and takes out Christopherson Pierce. Pierce now blocking it, delivers the right hand. And Collins now in trouble. Pierce firing back on all cylinders. Rights and lefts, kicks in the midsection. Pierce now gut wrench, hoisting him up. Oh, powerbomb. Down goes Collins. Right near the corner. I don't think he realized how close he was, but gets the shoulder up anyway. As we talked about, folks, this coming weekend, High Ground Professional Wrestling will be in action. And XFW brought to you in part by W Energy Drink, where you can get 10% off your W Energy Drink order by using the promo code XFW upon checkout. Derek Smith, he calls BS. I'm assuming referring to the World Heavyweight Championship match last night. Oh, there's that hockey stick again. We've seen this hockey stick repeatedly last night and tonight. And Collins just takes it right across the top of the skull and rolls to the outside. Still staggered. Here comes Pierce. But Collins recovering, taking the stick away. Blasting him right across the breadbasket. Wild swing. Pierce dodges. Hold up for a suplex on the outside arena for that concrete. The Collins counters. Collins now reverse DDT. Oh! I don't know which is worse, the concrete or the back of Pierce's head coming in contact with that hockey stick. Oh, Derek Smith's referring to Christopher Pierce's bloodline. I think everyone is calling BS on that. Big knee strike there by Collins. Into a quick cover. Leg is hooked. Pierce is down. Pierce is seeing stars. 2.5 there for Collins. Collins right back into a small package, hooks the leg. Pierce's shoulders down. Pierce is kicking and gets the shoulder. Collins, a very sound technical wrestler. Also utilizing high impact capabilities. Big right hander by Collins. Collins now trying to set something up here. Kicking right to the knee. Collins charging in, big forearm. Down goes the Prince. Collins going to the middle rope there for Christopherson, trying to get himself back to his feet. Collins changing his mind here. Collins with the Irish whip. Ducks underneath. A little bit of rope-a-dope by Collins and lands a clothesline and spins Pierce head over heels. And we've got a cover here. Pierce gets a shoulder up after one. Collins right now landing several minutes of unanswered offense, but out of nowhere, Pierce just turns him around and blasts him down to the canvas. That was brutal. And Pierce now dragging Collins out to the center of the ring. The Collins getting back to his feet. Colorado Motaya shoots him into the ropes. Big power slam by the Prince. 2. But Collins gets the shoulder up. The Prince pulling out all the stops. Collins sweeping out the leg. Collins off the ropes. Drops the hammer right across the eyes. Collins now back in control. Big right hand by Collins. Wraps him up. Collins hooked. Ooh! Brutal suplex by the former World Heavyweight Champion. Cover 2. And again, Pierce gets the shoulder up. Collins now, Collins going old school and drills the pile driver. Good Lord, illegal in most promotions. 2, and again, Pierce gets the shoulder up. Collins looks beside himself with disbelief. Pierce trying to get back to his feet. Collins right back at him. Into the turnbuckle. Right hand now by the former. Oh, but a knee strike. Pierce turns it right around the corner. Pierce now, what is this? Pierce, flapjacks him out. Face first, goes Collins. Both men now on the outside, and Pierce now with a trash can, dumps it across the chest of the former Grand Slam champion. And now a table coming out. How much crap is under the ring tonight? Both men getting back to their feet. Pierce was out inside, but went back out. Collins gonna make him pay for it. Christopher and Pierce were better waiting on the inside. Right hands to the back of the head. The former champ back inside. Collins off the ropes. Pierce coming back in, and another clothesline. Collins now weighing in heavy to Christopherson Pierce. Collins with that table. Kick to the midsection. Wild swings. Collins, takes him up and over. Derek Smith and the people said the rings are careless. Either that or these guys have been loading up underneath with everything they can find that isn't nailed down in the arena. Both these guys now jockeying back and forth to utilize this table. Collins blasts him into it. Collins now, Collins gonna hoist up the bridge and blast him through the table. Collins utilizing the table that Pierce brought into the ring. And the crowd now with a "This is awesome" chant. Kicked in the midsection. Collins looking for the ripcord cutter. And he hits it. Collins in the debris and fragmentation of that table gets the 3 count. Collins blasting away in a hard-fought battle between two former champions. Here's that springboard from Collins from the ropes. What a battle back and forth. But Collins coming out on top. Collins here earlier almost getting the 3 count, but Christopherson Pierce getting the shoulder up. But what a battle back and forth. A number of pinfall attempts by both these guys in this matchup, and both showing resiliency until Pierce went under the ring. And then Collins finally utilizing that table. Pierce brought it in and Collins used it and set up the finish. And Christopherson Pierce paid for it. And to put the final touching on this match, finishing maneuver by Mark Collins, the ripcord cutter, and down goes the Prince. Collins victorious tonight here in XFW. What a win for Collins here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on XFW. Christopherson Pierce, a very, very, very tough competitor here in our promotion. Again, a former champion, Internet and United States champion. And folks, Collins, again, only the second man in XFW history to be a Grand Slam champion. Now, folks, again, we want to talk about our sponsors tonight. Always, High Ground Professional Wrestling, our sister promotion. We do a lot of cross promotion with these guys. And the only people that help take Michael Glee off our hands, Earl Sweeney. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for hitting that like button. But again, as I talked about, folks, the maniacal Glee in High Ground Professional Wrestling. I still, to this day, do not know why High Ground continues to bring Glee in. But evidently, he resonates with the fans. They love this guy. And then he met the Manimal. And it has become even more insanity. And folks, if you have not checked out High Ground Professional Wrestling, you guys have seen what Glee does here. You need to see what happens at High Ground with the two of them. It's utter insanity, folks. It makes no sense. It confuses me. Sometimes it makes me cry. But I digress. The maniacal Glee continuing to make his presence felt everywhere he goes. And for some reason, fans just continue to like him. And again, as I talked about earlier, folks, we've got a lot coming your way tonight. Again, our main event of the evening. A fatal 5-way elimination match for the XFW World Heavyweight Championship, as demanded by not only the number one contenders, but also the fans. We'll have that later, but right now, Grim Loco goes one-on-one with Brody Daniels next on XFW Saturday Night Showdown. And prepare yourself, ladies and gentlemen, for a spectacle to behold as we await the arrival of Grim Loco. The candles, the smoke, and the arrival of the former United States champion, Grim Loco. Loco knows no fear here in XFW. He is taking on all comers of all sizes. Former Internet and United States champion. Loco looking back to get gold around his waist. And tonight we'll go up against Brody Daniels, the leader of the House of Spades. And again, folks, XFW brought to you in part by W Energy Drink. W Energy Drink, all natural energy drink. You can get 10% off your purchase by using the promo code XFW upon checkout. Loco surveying the arena here. Always so stoic. Never giving in to anyone. Never letting anyone see any distress. Never letting anyone see any fear. And ladies, we're here, the audience already starting to booze, ladies and gentlemen, as the House of Spades comes out to the arena.
And his opponent,
Brody Daniels,
New Jersey,
Luke Everett, and Reed Lane, the House of Spades.
Brody Daniels.
Brody Daniels and his two, well, he says is the most dominant tag team in XFW. I call them a pair of jackasses. Brody Daniels refers to himself as the Ace of Spades. Luke Everett, the King, and Reed Lane, the Jack of Spades. Derek Smith says another guy that needs to get hit by a bus. Not that I wish for any ill will to happen to any of the XFW competitors, but not seeing Brody Daniels for a while would not make me sad. Brody Daniels, a former Internet and United States champion. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh! Right out of the gate. Insaguri and a springboard moonsault by Grim Loco. Loco now stomping away on the arms and blasting away on Brody Daniels. And already Reed Lane and Luke Everett getting themselves involved in this matchup. Grim Loco knows no fear, but needs to pay attention because here comes Brody Daniels with a neckbreaker. And now Brody Daniels showing off after his buddies helped. But Loco not being disturbed. Right back on the assault because Brody Daniels got a little too cocky there. And now a roll up and a kick out. But, oh, good Lord. That was a brutal boxing right cross there by Brody Daniels. Low double time now by Daniels. Irish whip in the nose. Pull back into a knee strike. Brody Daniels, a brutal in-ring competitor. Very much a tactical wrestler. Now holding him up. Vertical suplex now by Daniels. I don't want to... I'm not going to talk about what he's doing right now. As I said earlier, Daniels, the self-proclaimed Ace of Spades here in XFW. Putting Loco on the top rope now. And now a trash can in the ring. Running by Reed Lane. As Brody Daniels takes on the top rope. Oh no, they set that right in the center. Grim Loco going through that trash can. Put in the ring by Luke Everett. And now a cover on Loco. But the shoulder comes up. The crowd chanting, "This is awesome." But Grim Loco recovering. Delilah Watts, thank you for liking this stream. Hurricane running out from Grim Loco. Up and over, Loco looking for a springboard. Coming up. Ooh! Daniels tried to get out of the way, but Loco crashed. And now another springboard as Grim Loco continues to show his athleticism and acrobatics. Brody Daniels now on the outside of the ring. And here comes Loco. Shoulder tackle sends him crashing to the floor. Loco's not done. All the way to the top rope. Loco not wasting any time here. Loco off the top. Beautiful arm drag. Brody Daniels doesn't even know what zip code he's in right now. Desperation shot there by Brody Daniels. Oh! Sends him into the steel steps. Daniels getting back inside the ring just to buy himself some time. Slow walking, a bit of a limp there. by Daniels. And right back out the other side of the ring to avoid Grim Loco. And Daniels now placating the crowd. Yeah, he's showing his muscles off. Meanwhile, he's avoiding his opponent because he's a chicken shit. Daniels taking his time to get a breather. Grim Loco knows he can't go out there because the other members of the House of Spades are right there. Both men now back inside. Loco fires right back at him. Loco now with the waist lock. Loco up and over. Good Lord, Poison Rana. I think he killed him. I think he killed him. Loco now on the apron. Another springboard. There gets caught by a powerbomb and drills him down to the canvas. And now a neck breaker. I've got to give some credit where credit is due. And Brody Daniels, Brody Daniels are hooking him up. Patella brainbuster. Drops him on the knee. That might be all she wrote for Grim Loco. Can he get the shoulder up? And he does. Loco dodges the big boot. Grim Loco charging in. Looking for a schoolboy. Brody Daniels able to counter. Wrenches on the arm. Drops the elbow and goes Grim Loco. Brody Daniels have the quick jabs. Rights and lefts. Staggering Loco. Sends him back to the ropes. Loco. Oh, that steel exposed turnbuckle. I didn't even know when that happened. And Loco writhing in pain now from Brody Daniels. One of those two monkeys on the outside did that. Takes him out the knee. Brody Daniels off the ropes. Ace of Wizards to the back of the skull by Brody Daniels. Satan, so Grim Loco. The ropes are right there. Grim Loco. And a 3 count for Brody Daniels, son of a... Brody Daniels with the win. And of course, right here, folks, when Reed Lane shoved that trash can in, and Brody Daniels taking advantage of it early on. But Grim Loco showed off some extreme athleticism, as he normally does, taking to the air, leveling the playing field, until Brody Daniels uses his thugs as a shield. And Brody Daniels spending almost damn near 2 minutes on the outside of the ring, recovery time. And Brody Daniels gets the 1, 2, 3 right here. Kick on the knee. And then the Ace Wizard. Boom. That brutal momentum-filled kick to the back of the skull. Loco might be seeing stars or might just seeing black. But he is out.
Brody Daniels.
Brody Daniels with the win tonight. Very, very unhappy crowd here in XFW. And folks, it's because Brody Daniels is just not well liked. People do not like Brody Daniels. They never have. And he insists that he's a fan favorite here. And everyone will tell him otherwise, but you cannot get it through that thick skull that Brody Daniels is not a fan favorite. But some people live in a fantasy world, ladies and gentlemen, and you just can't break that of them, folks. But we're going to continue on our broadcast here as we look for the music for our next matchup. And folks, this one should be interesting. The newly crowned XFW Women's Champion, who's had 2 defenses, Tessa Van Hayes going up against Jajin Sakamoto. These two have only met on 1 occasion before, and Sakamoto was victorious. But ever since capturing the XFW Women's Championship, Tessa Van Hayes has been on a hot streak. Now these two meet for the first time, or the second time, 1-on-1, but this time very, very different setting. Let's head down to ringside. Women's action coming your way next on XFW Saturday Night Showdown. And here comes Jajin Sakamoto.
Making her way to the ring from Yamaguchi, Japan.
One of the most successful women's champions of all time here in XFW, Jajin Sakamoto. A true rags to riches story here in our promotion. When Sakamoto first came to XFW, she could had a very hard time adapting to the American style of professional wrestling and struggled to get a win. But once she did, folks, she went on right to the top of the charts, capturing the Women's Championship, and then going on for 9 successful back-to-back title defenses repeatedly. And here comes the XFW Women's Champion, Tessa Van Hayes.
And her opponent from Seattle,
This young lady has been knocking down the competition every time she steps in the ring.
champion, Tessa
One of the
Van
fastest women to ever capture the title here in XFW is Van Hayes. Not your typical female competitor, Van Hayes likes to use high-impact style of wrestling. Very much likes to brawl. JJ Sakamoto, a phenomenal technical wrestler, utilizing high-impact, strong style. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. And already at the gate, Tessa Van Hayes eats an elbow from Jajin. Sakamoto now going hard, but missing the knee. Van Hayes coming with that high impact with a flying elbow of her own. Watch for this match to be quick. Both these ladies bringing it, everything they got right now. Already swinging neckbreaker. Using symmetric torque by holding on to that leg was Van Hayes. But a quick kick out by Jake. Watch, she fired her off with some authority there. Van Hayes now with the Irish whip. Up and over, Sakamoto crashing to the outside. And Tessa not going to give her much time to recover, making her way right to ringside. Van Hayes now going to look to scoop her up and blast her with an exploder on the outside. You hear this capacity crowd. Just the ooh of the impact. Sure, Sakamoto felt that. The champion now throwing her back inside. Van Hayes now going the top rope. Sakamoto coming in and she gets blasted. Shotgun drop kick from the champion. We've got this might do it right here. 2 and a kick out by Jajin Sakamoto. Sakamoto is a fighter, but Van Hayes brings it full speed ahead and has no quit in her. Right hand now by Jajin. Ooh! Both these ladies now going back and forth. Shot for shot here in XFW tonight on Saturday Night Showdown. Van Hayes likes the ball. She likes, oh! And she just laid out Jajin. Hard impact right to the top of the skull, but Sakamoto now firing back. Right hands. Holds her up. Nice transition into a bridging pin attempt here by Sakamoto, but a quick kick out by the champion. Sakamoto drives the knee. Nothing fancy about that, just dropping her weight right in the face of the champion. Now look at this, armbar locked on to the champion. But Tessa Hayes rolls right out, blast in the face. Sakamoto back on top, grabbing her, lock up, Irish whip into the ropes. Drop down now by the Sakamoto. Into a leapfrog, Sakamoto now takes her out, nearly up to the midsection and blast her down. But how much stuff can be left underneath the ring tonight? Sakamoto with another trash can. How many trash cans are under the ring? Up and over, crucifix driver. Sakamoto being caught off guard by Tessa Van Hayes. Sakamoto wasted too much time going after that trash can, allowing Tessa to recover. Ooh. Uh-oh. Van Hayes now with that trash can. Oh! Throwing it at the challenger. Van Hayes now hoisting her up. Oh! Drives her down. Marshall Foskett, thank you for liking the stream. 2 on the kick out. Van Hayes now telling Sakamoto to get back to her feet. Going after that trash can. Brains her with it. Sakamoto brought that into the ring, and Tessa made her pay for it. Kick to the midsection. Van Hayes now with the cross leg into the DDT. Levels down Jason Sakamoto. And gets the 3 count. Wow. Sakamoto going out of her element to bring in a weapon, and Tessa made her pay for it. Small window of opportunity, and Van Hayes capitalized. And the women's champion victorious again tonight here. Boom! Belly to back suplex, spins it around into a Uranagi, hits her on the head again with that trash can, and then sets her up here for this cross leg DDT. Watch, hooks her arm, crosses the leg, and drives her down. Ethan, over on YouTube, thank you for joining us. Welcome to XFW Saturday Showdown. First time viewer, always welcome to have new fans here in XFW. What a matchup for the XFW Women's Champion, Tessa Van Hayes. A big win over Jason Sakamoto. And now again, Ethan, thank you for joining us over on YouTube. Always happy to see folks join us here and find us here on XFW. No matter what platform you choose to watch us on, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, or directly on Bloodsword6.com, where you can find XFW merchandise. And folks, again, we're going to talk a little bit about our sponsors, High Ground Professional Wrestling, next Saturday night. XFW will not be on next weekend because we will be helping High Ground set up and helping them stream their program live next weekend on the interwebs. You'll find it at High Ground Facebook, their YouTube, our Twitch, and TikTok, and more, folks. So stay tuned. Of course, our own Maniacal Glee will be in action at High Ground Professional Wrestling. And folks, I still to this day do not know why High Ground continues to have Maniacal Glee in there. Folks, it is insanity. But right now, tag team action coming your way next on Saturday Night Showdown as the Thunderbolts go up against American Pain next on Saturday Night Showdown. Let's head down to ringside.
The following is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 242 pounds,
Thunderbolt Liger, Thunderbolt Saturn making their way out to ringside, former tag team champions. Saturn and Liger. Their opponents tonight, former XFW Tag Team Champions for a little over 18 months. Ladies and gentlemen, American Pain, Lou and Dex Dillon, two of the baddest brawlers in our promotion today. American Pain defended against all comers when they were tag team champions. They defended against the Thunderbolts. They defended against and defeated the House of Spades, Triple S LLC, the Anarchist. Every tag team that stood up against them went down until one fatal night when Triple S LLC bested them, and they said on record they're going back after the titles as soon as they get an opportunity. But the Thunderbolts themselves, who took a year off here from XFW, went back to AAA Japan, are also looking for an opportunity at Title Gold, and here we go. Ooh! And Lou coming out of the gate with a drop kick to Thunderbolt Liger. Liger kicking him off. Liger with a shot across the back. Liger rolls in. Oh! Into a stunner. Lou goes head over heels, and a quick cover here. But barely a 1 count on Lou Dillon. Call it elbow tie. Liger snapmares him over. Liger baseball slide into a kick to the top of the head. Lou trying to get him out of the ropes, but Liger going to shut him down. Liger should have been in the ropes. Ooh, elbow shot there by Lou, coming back now. Liger looked like he was going for a tag to Saturn. Unsuccessful scoop slam now by Lou. Both these teams well versed in their styles of wrestling. The Thunderbolts, high flyers and high impact. American Pain, very much brawlers. And right now, off the top rope tag, in comes Dex Dillon. Elbow shot there by Thunderbolt Liger, firing back on Dex. Goes him in the ropes. Dex with a counter. Home territory now for the Thunderbolts. Dex realized where he was. Oh, he's going to charge back in anyway, but gets boots to the face by Liger. And already this matchup's going back and forth. There's a tag. In comes Saturn. Saturn going to top rope. Liger looks like he's going to launch him through the air and takes out Dex. Quick cover here. Not again, barely, not even a 1 count. Maria's shoulder or hand didn't even touch the canvas before Dex had the shoulder up. Kicking this section now by 1/2 of American Pain. Hoisting him up. What is this? Ooh! Old school shoulder breaker. You don't see that often anymore. American Pain now showing what they do best, brawling. DDT to Saturn. Saturn trying to get back to his feet. Lou back in, hard impact in the turnbuckle. Again, quick tags being utilized by American Pain, hitting a fresh man in. Neither man using a lot of energy before he tagged in his partner for the recovery. Smart moves by American Pain. Saturn going up and over, reverse DDT. Saturn showing that agility with that counter. Impact back into the turnbuckle. Tag back in comes Liger. Thunderbolts now utilizing tag team maneuvers, wide open shot to the ribs there on Dex. What is this? Oh! Innovative offense there by 1/2 of the former tag champs, the Thunderbolts, to the other former tag champs, American Pain. And already this match very closely contested by both teams. Right hand now by Liger. Into a waist lock. Hoisting him up. Belly back suplex. And again a quick cover by Liger. Only a 1 count. Slowly starting to wear down American Pain. Off the ropes. Rolls up again. And a second time with that stunner is Thunderbolt Liger. Goes for a pin. No air. Tag. Both members making tags. 2 freshmen in the ring. Wild swing. Gets caught and kicked in the leg. Again, Saturn dodging. Wrapping up the arm here. Ooh! Brutal clothesline by Saturn. Oh! Back fist and quick. Look how quickly Lou Dillon rolled out of the ring. And a back in. Lou resiliency recovering for that pretty quickly. Dodges underneath. Both men cutting it. Calling him a tie. Glass Saturn in the turnbuckle. Quick tag again. In comes Dex. Neither one of these teams has kept offense very long before turning on to defense, because both these teams are very well versed, know each other. Beautiful Northern Light suplex, all impact, no bridge. Very, very closely contested. Saturn now corkscrew drag whip on the knee of Dex. Oh, and again that back fist by Saturn. That strong style martial arts coming out of the Thunderbolts. Tag back in comes Saturn. Double team maneuver here coming up from the Thunderbolts. Double shoulder tackles. Takes him down. And another time, that brutal stunner by Liger, who's now going to the top rope. Familiar territory, high rent district. Oh, and nobody home. The knees meet canvas. Dex Dillon had it scouted, and Liger's going to pay for it. Uh-oh. Looking for a sharpshooter here. No! Modified. Almost on the side. Liger kicks his way out. Both these guys now going back and forth. Ooh. Repeated shots there. Oh, going for the shot there, but missing. Oh! What a kick to the head. And now a roll up. 2. Oh, and in comes Lou to make the save. And now we've got chaos. Saturn on the outside with Dex. Lou got taken off the apron. Saturn's been taken off. Now he's got a ladder in play. We're down to 2 men in the ring right now. Saturn trying to get back to his feet. Off the rope. Beautiful kick by Liger. Hoist him into the ropes. Tag in comes Saturn. Double team maneuver coming up. And they hit him with the Thunder Strike. The Thunderbolts looking for the win here. And the Thunderbolts pull it off. Thunderbolts pull off the win in a hard-fought battle back and forth.
Name a word that rhymes with nurse.
A brutal back and forth battle between two outstanding tag teams. But the Thunderbolts come up with a victory tonight on Saturday Night Showdown. The Thunderbolts coming up with Thunder Strike after all 4 members were inside the ring and outside the ring. And right here, boom, 1 high, 1 low. Dex gets turned inside out, and a 1-2-3 for Saturn.
Here are your winners, Thunderbolts Liger and Thunderbolts Saturn.
The Thunderbolts with the victory tonight. An impressive win for the Thunderbolts here tonight on XFW Saturday Showdown up against one of the toughest teams around, that being American Pain. But ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to waste any time. Up next is going to be our main event of the evening. Now, we talked a lot about this, and we've seen last night on XFW what transpired. There was a fatal 4-way at the beginning of the evening. And to name a new number 1 contender for the XFW World Heavyweight Championship. And that was only because the boss, Antonio Carino, refused to battle anyone unless they met his standards, folks, which is in itself, pardon my French, bullshit. But I digress, that's what we got. The boss was trying to do everything he could to not defend his title. He wanted to actually have 6 months of time where he didn't have to defend his belt, which is absurd in professional wrestling. So he said, fine, he would defend his title against the winner of a fatal 4-way, knowing exactly what happened here in XFW. Now we saw a brutal matchup between 4 outstanding competitors, Sean Owens, the Destroyer, Rex Bishop, and Blake the Body Harris. These 4 guys absolutely destroyed each other. The Destroyer took finishers from everybody. And at the end, Rex Bishop, in a phenomenal win, pinned the Destroyer to go on to face Antonio Carino in the match. Now here was the tough part, ladies and gentlemen, is Carino now, Rex Bishop was now up against, it was not a 1-on-1 matchup, folks. It was 1-on-4. We saw the other 3 members of the Coast National beat down Rex Bishop in that matchup. Antonio Carino went on to win. Now, folks, the first person to go into the offices of XFW officials was the Destroyer himself. And we've heard the Destroyer on record before saying if someone beats him fair and square, he will shake their hand. The Destroyer wholeheartedly believes in respect to professional wrestling. And Rex Bishop earned that respect last night by pinning him and said that Rex was robbed. And the audience said it was robbed. The only person that thought he wasn't was the champion, Antonio Carino. The championship committee, the wrestlers in the match, and the XFW fans spoke up. The championship committee heard them and now made this matchup tonight. Carino is wholeheartedly against this. And folks, not only that, but the other members of the Cosa Nostra have already been ejected from the building. So, ladies and gentlemen, our main event starts right now. World Heavyweight Championship up on the match. 5-man eliminator. Let's head down to ringside. Tyler Swift asking if we can get Jack Marco uploaded. Yes, we can. Ladies and gentlemen, our first competitor of this match, the Beast, Rex Bishop, making his way out, ladies and gentlemen. This man is an absolute brute. Rex Bishop came so close last night to get an opportunity to be World Heavyweight Champion, and it was taken away from him. And again, I can guarantee he's not 100% tonight. The Destroyer may not be. Owens may not be. Blake the Body Harris may not be. But tonight, the playing field may have been leveled for Antonio Carino, as he cannot escape this one tonight. That man is a monster. And up next, ladies and gentlemen,
South Carolina, weighing in at 246 pounds.
former United States Tag Team and two-time World Heavyweight Champion, Sean 2 Owens. The Phoenix on his ring gear, representing him rising from the ashes of his old tag team career. His old partner, Josh Coach Clemens, telling him he could never be a singles competitor. He'd never be a singles champion. Owens trained harder than he ever had before in his life to get himself back and become one of the most dominant champions we've had in a long time.
And from Long Beach,
And Blake the Body Harris, former XFW Tag Team Champion, former World Heavyweight Champion, former World Bodybuilding Champion, owner and operator of Body by Blake workout supplements and gymnasiums. Pound for pound, one of the most powerful men in our promotion. And a physique like that of a Greek statue. Body by Harris logo on the back of his jacket there. Harris stoic with one thing on his mind tonight, and that's recapturing XFW gold. Harris a 3-time champion. Owens a 2-time champion.
And representing the Coast
And the champion coming out first.
New York.
Or not last, I'm sorry. Antonio Carino.
Pounds, the Extreme World Heavyweight Champion, the Boss.
Antonio Carino, the Boss.
Carino.
Years ago, the Boss tried to buy his way into the title by paying off a number of wrestlers to switch slots with him, to switch matches with him, trying to buy his way an easy path to the championship. And no one would have it. He even tried paying off some of the championship committee to get himself a #1 contendership. Tried to buy off referees. It wasn't until he captured the Extreme Opportunity briefcase and picked his spot. He was defeated by Hiro Katsuyori. But then a few months later, Katsuyori defeated as the Cosa Nostra jumped him and played the mind games and won back the title. And the man who thought everyone was going to win last night. The most feared and respected man in the XFW locker room. The former 9-time World Heavyweight Champion, ladies and gentlemen, the Destroyer. And this is the man who went first into the championship committee and was most vocal about Rex Bishop last night not getting a fair shake at the title. The respect this man had last night for Rex Bishop speaks volumes. The Destroyer went on record today in a small interview and said, don't get me wrong, he's going to battle for the title. But he did not expect to be in this match tonight. He tried to push for Bishop to get a rematch. The championship committee felt everyone deserved an opportunity because of the way Carino had manipulated everything. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are off. And Bishop already schoolboyed up on the Destroyer, looking for a repeat of last night. Bishop and the Destroyer have gone back and forth a number of occasions, and both hold wins over one another. Last night we saw some of these competitors. Oh! Harris blasting away. Oh, the boss just got blasted with the clothesline. Bishop just getting the shoulder up after Blake the Body Harris suplexed the pile driver, blasted down. And a number of these guys are already. Oh, look at Owens looking for the Owens lock on the boss. The Owens lock on the boss. Destroyer just watching. But Carino able to survive. Owens now covered. The Destroyer watching on. Owens has been eliminated. Owens has been eliminated by Bishop. Owens has been eliminated by Bishop. I would not have figured Owens being the first one out of this matchup, but Rex Bishop just dominated him. And now the Destroyer followed by Samoan drop on the Blake the Body Harris and a cover now. And a kick out. And Bishop bringing a chair into the fold. Destroyer now belly-to-belly suplex. And look at this, again Bishop going right after the Destroyer. He knows who the heavy competition is. And now Bishop laying in heavy shots. You see the Yamamoto Bluetooth device at the bottom of the screen. And the boss, the champion, now with a shovel. And the Destroyer taking it back and blasting in the midsection. Cole will tie it now. Elbow shots down by the Destroyer. And Bishop coming in, sweeping out the legs of the Destroyer, hammering down. And a big boot now by the boss to Blake the Body Harris. Destroyer rolling to the outside after taking a shovel to the head. And now look at Harris looking at the champion. The champion now firing back. One competitor eliminated. The boss with the back elbow. Bishop down to the outside. Flex driver to the boss. And the clothesline to the Destroyer. And the Destroyer with a shoulder tackle. The short DDT on Bishop. Destroyer now again. Follow away slam. On the boss who rolls to the outside. Power slam now from Blake the Body Harris. Destroyer up. Destroyer could be in trouble here. Pile driver. Good Lord, he brained him. A cover on the Destroyer. But the shoulder comes out. And now Bishop now with Blake the Body Harris. Throws him in the ropes. Destroyer rolling to the outside. Right in the hands of the boss. And gets blasted on the concrete. Blake the Body Harris now. Samoan drop. Harris down the middle rope. Body splash on the Rex Harris. Cover now. Rex Bishop almost a 3 count. The Destroyer on the outside with the boss Antonio Carino. Carino off for the ride. Powerbomb. Destroyer on the outside trying to shake off the cobwebs. Harris setting up the table. Stomping away. blasting away on Rex Bishop. And blasting with that shovel. Destroying the shoulder tackle again on the outside. To the champion. Cover on Rex Bishop. And a kick out. Destroyer now building above a suplex on the outside. Destroyer now watching as Harris and Bishop go at it. Elbow shot there by Bishop. They don't realize the Destroyer's in the ring with him. Harris getting shots in the midsection now. Rex Bishop now blasting him into the table. Uh-oh. Barbed wire baseball bat in the head. Oh my God. Oh, the Destroyers took that shot to the head. And rolls to the outside. The Boss is covered. The Boss is covered by the Rex Bishop. And Bishop just pinned the champion. Bishop just pinned the champion. And a wicked back elbow to Rex. Blake Devontae Harris. And Bishop again. And a kick out. Destroyer now turning his attention to Rex Bishop. And a shoulder tackle. Destroyer now with Blake Devontae Harris. Dumps him up and over his head. Destroyer now with Harris. Burning hammer. Burning hammer to Blake Devontae Harris. And a cover. And we're down to the two monsters. We are down to the two monsters. We are down. Oh! Shot to the face now by the Destroyer. We are down to the two monsters. The two brutes from last night. The man that fought for this to give Rex Bishop his respect. And the man who pinned the Destroyer last night in the Fatal 4-Way. Bishop now stomping away on the Destroyer. Chinbreaker now for the big man. Destroyer now with Bishop. Gonna hoist him up. In the choke slam. Holy cow, he got him up in the air. Covered by the Destroyer. Looking for a number 10. 2. And a kick out by Bishop. The Destroyer fought for the respect of Rex Bishop last night. And then these two wind up in the ring together and fighting over the championship. Bishop now setting the big man on the top turnbuckle. Destroyer with a kick to the face. Destroyer, he's got Bishop up. Burning hammer to the beast. Burning hammer to the beast. But can he get the shoulder up? Rex Bishop can get the shoulder. The Destroyer is a 10-time champion. Holy hell, the Destroyer has recaptured the World Heavyweight Championship and is now a 10-time World Heavyweight Champion. Rex Bishop eliminated 2 out of the 2 members in this matchup. Eliminated Sean Owens. Eliminated the Boss, Antonio Carino. And then the Destroyer eliminating Blake Devontae Harris. And Rex Bishop. An unbelievable battle. Antonio Carino from Winter Sheffield is backstage having a hissy fit. Jay Stones, thank you for becoming a follower. Thank you for joining us here on XFW. The Destroyer is a 10-time World Heavyweight Champion. The Beast put him on the top rope. The Destroyer kicks him off and sets it up and drives him down. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to XFW. We'll be off next weekend because we'll be at High Ground Professional Wrestling, but stay tuned, we'll have more on the now 10-time World Heavyweight Champion, The Destroyer.
World Heavyweight Champion.
Wow.